The rain was relentless that Friday afternoon, hammering the windshield like 1,000 small fists, and Daniel kept the wipers on their highest setting, though it hardly seemed to help. The gray of the sky melted into the gray of the road, and the world outside looked like it was dissolving, as if nature itself had grown tired of being seen. And inside the car, the only sound besides the hiss of water and the clatter of the blades was the quiet, irregular breaths of his daughter, Lily, who sat curled in the back seat with her small backpack hugged against her chest, her big brown eyes fixed on something outside the glass as if she could see through the storm itself. And Daniel, ever attuned to the subtle shifts in her mood since the loss of her mother 3 years before, knew something weighed on her because she was usually chattering by now about her spelling tests or the funny way her teacher mispronounced words. But today her silence felt heavier than the rain clouds, and he glanced in the rearview mirror, softening his voice the way fathers do when they're afraid the wrong tone might close a door, and asked, "Everything okay, Bug?" And Lily blinked slowly, her lip trembling in the half-light, before whispering something that he almost missed under the drone of the storm, "Daddy, can we take her home?" And the question sat oddly in the air, confusing, tender, urgent, and Daniel frowned, trying to pull meaning from her words as he turned the wheel into the school's pickup lane, slowing the car as he asked gently, "Take who home, sweetheart?" And Lily, with the seriousness only children seem to have when their hearts are breaking, lifted a finger and pointed through the rain-streaked window toward the playground where, beneath the collapsed corner of a metal shelter, sat a small figure, hunched and alone, a little girl in clothes too thin for the season, her shoes caked with mud, her hair plastered wet against her face. And Daniel felt his breath catch because she wasn't just alone, she was abandoned by every measure that mattered. The bus is gone, the teachers vanished inside, the world moving on without her, and Lily's voice quavered as she explained, "She doesn't have a coat, Daddy, and she never eats lunch, and the other kids make fun of her because she's quiet, but I asked her once why she doesn't go home after school, and she said she doesn't have one." And though Daniel tried to keep his composure, the words landed like bricks on his chest, suffocating, because the thought of a child having nowhere to belong clawed at the deepest part of him, that place where he still carried the raw wound of his wife's absence and the heavy responsibility of raising Lily alone. And as if sensing his hesitation, Lily's tears brimmed, her small fists pressed against the fogging glass, as she sobbed, "She's all alone, Daddy, please, we can't just leave her." And Daniel, torn between the rules he knew and the humanity his daughter begged of him, remembered his